From Wish TV Channel 8, this is Indiana's own 24-hour news service.
Good morning. This is Thursday, July 25th, and here are the stories that will be making news today. Investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration will be in Hamilton County, where they'll try and figure out what caused the crash of a helicopter that killed 2 Indianapolis men. We'll have the story.
And when you step outside this morning, it feels a little bit like fall outside, but how long will this continue? I'll have the latest forecast.
The fate of our state's military bases, plus the latest road and traffic information. I'm Ruthanne Gordon. We'll have that and more coming up.
And I'm Dick Ray. Dick Wolfsie has promised to make me laugh today, and in sports, the Ice are getting set to name a new head coach.
As your 24-hour news service continues, Daybreak is next.
Get ready for Jeopardy!
If you have the fever for fun, if you're crazy about competition, if you're wild about winning, you'll be in bliss over this. Here's your chance to take the challenge. Jeopardy is coming to Indianapolis, and their quest for the quick-witted could be your step into stardom. For more details on how to enter, watch Jeopardy all next week at 7:30 on Wish TV Channel 8.
Take the challenge.
It's the final days of our red-hot summer sale at Indy's Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries and Emmerich's Furniture Stores. Save up to $200 on a Lazy Boy recliner, up to $250 on a Lazy Boy sofa or sleeper. Hundreds more on bedrooms, dining rooms. Every piece of beautiful furniture in every store is on sale. Plus an extra discount for cash and free statewide delivery. But hurry, this sale ends Tuesday at Indy's Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries on Lafayette Road and Post Road and Emmerich's Furniture Stores all around town.
Guten Tag, I'm Horst Winkler. Everyone knows the Mercedes-Benz is the world's best automobile, but some people say it's too expensive. You should come downtown to Worldwide Motors and find out that a Mercedes-Benz at the right price is also the best value. The time to buy is now. It's a buyer's market. These prices won't last forever. Auf Wiedersehen at Worldwide Motors in downtown Indianapolis.
You're watching Indiana's only 24-hour television news service, closed captioned for the hearing impaired. Now, David Barras, weather with Randy Ollis, Vince Welch with sports, and special reports from Ruthanne Gordon and Dick Wolfsie. Live from Wish TV. This is 24-hour News 8's Daybreak.
Wake up, Indiana. It's Thursday. You'll be glad to know this is the 206th day of 1991, which leaves a mere 159 days left in the year. And this day promises to be another nice one. Or does it? Randy Ollis is here with a forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be another great day out there. We need the rain desperately. Do you know that it was 2 weeks ago tomorrow that we had our last measurable rain?
No, I didn't know that. Now, I had rain yesterday. My wife and I were sitting outside, and we counted
windy out.
61 drops.
61 drops?
61 drops of rain.
Is that right? And it's pretty windy, I'm sure. Probably just going sideways, right, with the strong winds up there where you live.
It was either that or one of the boys.
Or the interstate again.
Yeah. There was a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I know there was. Remember, I saw yesterday right before the noon show, and I said, look, Dave, there's rain on the radar. It's not supposed to be raining today. So we had a few specks out there of showers, but that was about it. I mean, it just didn't even wet the ground. So unfortunately here, there's not much rain coming our way. We're going to see another dry day, but some great temperatures. Boy, oh boy, what do you say? Ooh, doggies there, man, oh man.
Doggies.
59 up around South Bend. We have 67 right here. Back up around Chicago, there's 61 right now. So our forecast here, clouds this morning, then becoming partly sunny, a mild day. Our normal highs in the mid-80s. We're calling for a high of 81 this afternoon. How long will this continue? We'll tell you here in just a little bit.
As you drive into work this morning, you're likely to see another ramp closed and more construction projects. Ruthanne Gordon has the details. Ruth?
Good morning, Dave. The ramp from 86th Street to I-465 northbound was closed last night for paving and should open around 6 this morning. And speaking of I-465 from I-70 to 56th Street, remember the right lane will be closed through Friday from 6:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. Now on to other construction projects. The right westbound lane of I-465 between College Avenue and White River will be closed for approximately 5 weeks. Work continues on the barrier wall from Michigan Road to Eagle Creek Bridge. Both the eastbound and westbound left lanes are closed. And paving continues on I-69 southbound from 116th Street south. In town, you'll see lane restrictions on Lyndhurst Drive between Melrose Avenue to Naomi Street and Masters Road and 91st Street. And work continues on High School Road over Little Van Creek. If you see any traffic problems and have a GTE MobileNet phone, give us a call. Very simple. Just star 888. There's no charge for the call. And that's traffic. Back to you, Dave.
It's 5:33, and investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration today are expected to look into the cause of a helicopter crash that killed 2 men in Hamilton County yesterday. Police say the 2 men were up in an ultralight helicopter for a sightseeing tour of Indy. It crashed to the ground shortly after takeoff.
I heard a helicopter started to land, and I looked, and it didn't land, it crashed. And that was it. And I called 911, came around, came in, and saw one guy on the ground and one guy still alive.
The passenger, 42-year-old James L. Cunningham, was pronounced dead at the scene. The pilot, 37-year-old Russell Wilhite, was lifelined to Methodist Hospital but died 2 hours later. Police say Wilhite had received his helicopter license just last week. Investigators from the FAA say they'll look into the possibility of mechanical failure. Indianapolis police are investigating several crimes this morning. One occurred last night on the city's east side. Detectives say 28-year-old James Winters was shot in the back following an argument. Winters later died at Wishart Hospital. The suspect remains at large. Police are also looking for a suspect in connection with a shooting on the near north side. It happened shortly after 10 last night in the 3700 block of Caroline. A witness told News 8 the suspect got out of a car along Caroline, had a short exchange of words with a man, then allegedly shot the victim in the stomach. No other details have yet been released. Earlier in the evening at a northeast side apartment complex, police arrested a 30-year-old woman and may charge her with the apparent strangulation death of her daughter. Christia Edwards, who would have been 2 next month, was found dead on the couch of her apartment yesterday afternoon. Her mother, Melissa Gail Edwards, who has a history of psychological problems and a criminal past that includes arrests for public intoxication, indecency, and prostitution, reportedly admitted she committed the murder.
The baby's mother had called her mother, the baby's grandmother, and also indicated to the officers on the scene that she had strangled the child.
The murder has shaken up neighbors in the Georgetown apartments. One woman saw Ms. Edwards just yesterday morning.
She had a little mental problem, but as far as doing something like that to her daughter, never, because she loved her daughter. She really did. And her daughter, hands in hands, every day, just walking the apartments. Never bothering anybody or nothing. This is a real surprise.
Ms. Edwards was apparently on medication for her problems. Formal charges against her are pending while she undergoes a psychiatric evaluation. More information is surfacing in the case of a triple shooting and suicide in Decatur County. Police now say they believe marital problems drove 38-year-old Thomas Miller into a rage that ended with the shooting death of his wife Donna and 2 of his in-laws. Miller then turned his 12-gauge shotgun on himself. Donna Miller, who just had gotten a restraining order against her husband and was visiting her sister and husband-in-law near St. Ulmer when the shootings occurred. The man suspected of killing and dismembering nearly a dozen people is expected to be charged with murder today. Jeffrey Dahmer confessed to the crimes yesterday, saying he lured his victims to his apartment, drugged them, and then strangled them. Police continue to sift through the body parts and say they believe there were a total of 11 victims. If convicted, the stiffest sentence Dahmer could receive is life imprisonment because the state Wisconsin does not have a death penalty. The weather picture isn't expected to change much over the next few days. Randy Ollis has the forecast coming up.
I'm Dick Wolfsie, and I'm at an ostrich farm, and I think I'm glad I'm here. We'll be right back.
Hey, have you heard about the new Win a Fortune game at Safeway? Just stop in and fill out a game ticket. Then watch Channel 8 Friday nights for the live drawing during Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, Vanna, what a peach! Pick 7 numbers in the correct order, and you could win a jackpot that could build to $325,000. Hey, that's a lot of bread. We're not talking peanuts here. We're talking a bunch.
Play Win a Fortune, and you could win a fortune. Only at Safeway.
Hey, this isn't really my bag.
Once people understand the facts about their drinking water, the rest is simple. When it comes to pure bottled drinking water or the reverse osmosis system, whether at home or in your office or even hospitals, Culligan is there. I feel good about what we're doing, and I may not look the part, but I'm a Culligan man too.
For a limited time, you can rent a Culligan water conditioner or drinking water system for only $1.75 per week. No deposit required.
Hey, Culligan man!
Gary Todd is back in town with some old friends, like this man, Farm Service Director Al Pell.
and some of his old friends. Double XP FM Experience 98.
Who needs the hassle of spending hours trying to find the lowest price on a new car? Do you? At Dell & Lincoln Mercury, we make things simple. Your price is right here, tagged and in the window. Not the sticker price, your low Dell & discount price. You'll find it anytime you look, when we're open or even when we're not.
Dell & Lincoln Mercury, 4 blocks east of Keystone on 96th.
Now finding the lowest price is simple, because we continue to simply sell for less.
Randy Ollis has been approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Well, it should be another nice day today. At least that's what Randy says.
I think so here. Yeah, we're talking about some good temperatures out there, but no rain. We so desperately need the rain. In fact, I spent a lot of time yesterday doing the crop moisture index map, and I'm going to show that to you this morning.
Very good.
I know you're all excited about that.
I am. I can hardly wait.
Anyway, let's go ahead and take a peek at the numbers for you. We have a mostly cloudy sky. Our temperature is 67. There's our dew point temperature. Pretty comfortable outside. That's at 55. Relative humidity, that's at 65%. The wind, got a northwest wind at 8 miles an hour. The pressure right at 30 inches and rising. Well, here's our look at our satellite loop. A lot of moisture clouds down south. We do have fair skies up north back out in Illinois, so even though we're cloudy for a while this morning, I think that drier air will come down, and the sky should become partly sunny and really turn out to be a pretty good day across the area today. Let's go ahead and check out the crop moisture index map from the last week here, and boy, oh boy, much of the Midwest here very dry out there across Indiana. We range from abnormally dry to excessively dry. You can see severely dry conditions down here, and roll back out across parts of Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, extremely dry. And also along the mid-Atlantic coast here, some very dry areas. Moist down south where they have a ton of rain. Also pretty good up across parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, where they have adequate moisture. But as you can see, much of the Ohio Valley here is running pretty much bone dry. 59 at South Bend, 58 at Fort Wayne, 67 here. Louisville right now has 72. And super radar this morning does indicate some showers down south. That's going to stay down that way. And as high pressure builds on down, we can expect dry weather right on through the weekend. Highs today, really nice out there. A lot of 70s, 80s, 90s on down to our south. Excuse me. The weather map here does indicate a secondary cold front heading down across the area. Boy, head up to Rhinelander, Wisconsin, 46 degrees this morning, the high pumping down that cool air. That looks like the high would dominate here, probably right on through the weekend. Here's tomorrow's map. High pressure moving right across the Great Lakes in the Ohio Valley. Sunshine on Friday. That looks like the nice weather should continue through Saturday and Sunday. Precip out west will start to move eastward, maybe by the first part of next week. That would be our next chance for some showers or thunder showers. So my forecast, cloudy for a while this morning, then becoming partly sunny, a mild day. Our high temperature, 81. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies and cool, low dropping down to 57. And tomorrow should be a perfect day, sunny, partly cloudy, nice. High up around 81, and the extended outlook here, dry through the weekend. 81 on Saturday and Sunday, 82 on Monday.
Oh, excuse us. We'll let you in on the joke. One of the stories I read, I said husband-in-law.
I still wonder
and
what's
it struck us funny. What is a husband-in-law?
Husband-in-law.
Should have been brother-in-law, obviously. Sorry about that. Don't stick your head in the sand, because this next segment is one you don't want to miss. Daybreak husband-in-law Dick Wolfsie is out as always in an unusual place. Good morning, Dick.
Good morning. That's enough. Back to you, Dave.
That's
Dr.
great.
Frank Stokes is with me. We're, believe it or not, at an ostrich farm, and Dr. Frank Stokes is a veterinarian here in Hendricks County at the Hendricks County Veterinary Hospital, Animal Hospital. Is that correct, sir? First of all, I don't know what we can see behind us here. The ostriches have been all around us all morning. Are they curious? Are they dumb? Or are they both? Or what?
They're very, very curious animals, and they do have a little bit of problem with intelligence.
Well, I don't like the way you looked at me when you said that. Why an ostrich farm? And only a handful in Indiana. What's the point?
The point right now is a lot of speculative investment. Eventually, they'll be used for meat and feathers and leather, all highly prized. But right now, it's a breeder's market.
Okay, is he coming? Here we go. Now, oh gosh, doesn't that hurt?
No, not at his age. This is only a yearling.
How about at my age?
If he were an adult male, it wouldn't feel too good.
Now, they like anything. Oh, you're not supposed. This is very expensive equipment. Go away. Now, how do you stop and get it to go back like that? There we go. What is the future of this now for you? You've got 4. You're not ready to breed these for food. So what's going to actually happen?
These will be used as replacement breeders for replacement breeders.
He wants, yeah,
for egg production.
Go ahead.
An adult mated pair, like the ones behind us, can easily lay between 30 and 50 eggs a year.
Is that right?
That's correct.
So ultimately, in how many years might people be buying ostrich burgers?
Well,
do you hope?
In this country, we're probably looking at 5 years.
Yes. All right. We'll talk more about... Dave, why don't you come out and do this segment, okay?
Dick, this is not a commentary on your segments, is it?
You mean that he's pecking at me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I want to tell you something. They're really not that dangerous, but it's very scary to have a bird that big behind you, and he seems to be attracted to the wire in my ear.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Which hurt more, the peck from the ostrich or the calliope bit?
You know something? I knew you were going to ask me that. It's a toss-up. Hopefully, in the next couple of segments, we'll talk more seriously to Dr. Stokes about these birds, but right now, back to you, Dave.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dick. The fate of 2 Indiana military facilities is growing dimmer. We'll explain next on Daybreak.
How can you stop a throbbing toothache? Massage your hand with ice. How do you cure poison ivy? Try oatmeal. How do you quiet a colicky baby? Run the vacuum. How do I know these cures really work? Because my staff and I spent months interviewing over 500 doctors and health professionals to bring you this incredible book, The Doctor's Book of Home Remedies, from the editors of Prevention Magazine Health Books. I'm Bill Gottlieb, editor-in-chief, and after writing about health for over 14 years, I can assure you there has never been a more complete and practical encyclopedia of home healing techniques than The Doctor's Book of Home Remedies. Over 670 pages, 2,300 remedies, the wisdom and experience of over 500 top U.S. doctors and health experts covering over 130 different health problems. You'll learn how a steaming cup of coffee can stop an asthma attack, how plain yogurt soothes a sunburn. From controlling diabetes to ending diaper rash, you'll find it all in the Doctor's Book of Home Remedies.
Call now for the Doctor's Book of Home Remedies. Try it absolutely free for 21 days. That's 3 full weeks to read and use this home encyclopedia of health and healing absolutely free. Then, if you choose to keep it, we'll bill you in 3 easy installments of only $8.98.
And as a free gift, you'll also get this Meals That Heal cookbook. Over 50 pages of recipes and recommendations on the foods and dishes that can help make you well and keep you healthy.
Remember, you can try the Doctor's Book of Home Remedies free for 21 days, and the free Meals That Heal cookbook is yours to keep. So call now.
In the meantime, use your blow dryer to soothe an earache. Try rubbing aspirin on a bee sting. To stop grinding your teeth.
Call 1-800-437-7870. That's 1-800-437-7870.
It's 5:46, and the fates of Grissom Air Base and Fort Harrison have all but been sealed in Washington. Ruthanne Gordon is standing by in the newsroom with the latest. Ruth?
Well, Dave, yesterday a committee of the House of Representatives gave its approval to a list of 34 military facilities to be closed. The full House is expected to vote on the package next week, and the Senate must also act. Last-ditch attempts to save the bases and the hundreds of jobs they provide have so far failed. And jobs are being lost in another area of the state, and for different reasons. In southwestern Indiana, coal miners are being laid off, and as News 8's Letitia Mile discovered, the cutbacks are due, at least in part, to efforts to reduce air pollution.
Old Bend Coal Company, located in the small southwestern town of Petersburg, is the third largest coal-producing facility in the state. Normally, an entire shift of miners would be working to move this enormous pile of coal to produce approximately 5,000 tons of it each day. However, Old Bend has suffered an 18% cutback in its workforce, in part due to the Clean Air Act passed last year. Environmentalists lobbied Congress to require electric companies to install sulfur emissions equipment in order to reduce air pollution. And while this may help the environment, it is significantly harming others.
We're suffering because we don't have the low sulfur coal to supply the utilities if they elect to switch.
And what do you do when that happens?
Close down.
Just short of closing its doors, Old Bend laid off over 70 employees with the United Mine Workers Union and 31 salaried workers. By doing so, officials will attempt to cut production costs, lower coal supplies, and increase demand for the product. The high sulfur coal mined here, however, poses a problem for Indiana utilities, who first must come into compliance with the Clean Air Act.
and they're trying to decide whether to install expensive scrubbers and burn Indiana high sulfur coal, or to import lower sulfur coal from the west or the east, which will displace jobs even further.
The total impact of these layoffs is expected to drain the economy here in southwestern Indiana by as much as $14 million annually. And that loss could be permanent because some of the laid-off workers are planning career changes that could relocate them elsewhere.
We think it may be forever. You know, things may get better, but we're not going to count on it. Most of us are thinking that we have to look in a new direction now. It's not going to be business as usual anymore. We're going to have to tighten the belt a little bit.
Old Bend will also continue tightening its belt until utilities decide how they will reduce sulfur emissions. And with the costs involved in doing so, it's expected that the consumer will ultimately pay more for electricity as a result of the clean air bill. In southwestern Indiana, Letitia Mile, Wish TV, News 8.
Utilities must comply with the clean air bill by 1995. The Old Bend Coal Company hopes to keep its doors open until then to see if it will be economically feasible to remain in business under the new changes. That's a look at consumer news. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thanks, Ruth. A major announcement is expected from the Indianapolis Ice today. Dick Ray explains, plus a preview of this weekend's all-star football game for college-bound players, all next in sports.
Gonna get ya
Tonight at 7 on Wish TV. Dr. Robert P. Maddox on sports medicine.
In our sports-minded society, chronic pain can become a way of life. Don't mask the injury with drugs. We use the latest in X-ray analysis and therapy to relieve chronic sports injuries and pain. Call me now for a free spinal exam and consultation.
Maddox Chiropractic Clinic, now at a brand new state-of-the-art facility at South Meridian and Fairview Road in Greenwood. Call now for your free consultation and exam.
Booth's Amish Chicken, raised by hand in the traditional Amish manner. No preservatives, no hormones, just all natural, clean, white, delicious chicken. Our chicken comes to you from the heart of Indiana's Amish settlements, where we care enough to raise the best chicken you've ever tasted. This week, Booth's boneless, skinless breast is on special at all Marsh stores. Find out how good real Amish chicken can be.
Hi folks, Denny Beck of Beck Toyota. It's Beck Toyota's June and July sell down, a sale to end all sales. We're prepared to move over 700 cars and trucks in these 2 months. As you know, we have a reputation for the lowest prices in town. That's why we're Indiana's #1 Toyota dealer since the day we opened our doors. Drive the new 92 Paseo for $149 a month, or the 91 Camry for $199 a month, or the 91 Tercel at $119. So come on in and see us today, and I'll personally authorize your best deal, because nobody deals like Beck Toyota.
Dick Ray in for Vince Welch this week. And before we get to sports, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Oh, probably pralines and cream or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Big announcement coming up later this morning with Indianapolis Ice, expected to name John Marks as their new coach.
Is he one of the Marks brothers?
Perhaps. I don't think he's one of the famous Marks brothers, but he formerly played with the Indianapolis Checkers. We'll get to that a little bit later from now, but first let's tell you about the Colts, and they're making some more moves in training camp. They say goodbye to former Purdue lineman Darren Trebe and are looking to sign the only remaining unsigned veteran today, wide receiver Jesse Hester, close to a new contract. La Crosse, Wisconsin, the place to be Wednesday as the Saints and Green Bay Packers hooked up for some drills together. The Saints recently moved their camp up north to get out of the grueling heat. They scrimmaged with the Pack for an hour, then went another 2 hours with some team drills. Saints quarterback Bobby Hebert getting some much-needed reps after sitting out the entire 1990 season. Well, many college freshmen are about ready to enjoy their final days of freedom before heading off to college. But as Fred Khalil reports, for all-star football players, it's an endless summer.
80 of the state's best high school football players won't get much time off before they head to college. They're gathered in town this week for Saturday's North-South All-Star Game. Marv Shepler of New Palestine heads up the South coaching staff.
These kids are really talented athletes, and it makes for quite a different situation when you come into camp, and all these kids are just kind of probably a level or two above your normal high school athlete.
The All-Star experience really goes far beyond the football field. A lot of the kids get good preparation for college, meeting new friends, rooming with new people. But what I want to know is, why are the South All-Stars staying in North Hall? You don't even care, do you?
Nah, I just want to hit somebody.
Needless to say, by the appearance of the dorm rooms here at the University of Indianapolis, the atmosphere is loose. Very loose. Huh? You're weighing a little more than basketball season, buddy.
Yeah, I had to put the weight on, though, because getting ready to go to college, don't have to lose weight anymore. Lost a little since I've been out here, though. It's been so hot. But this is where it all starts right here. Big bellies beat little bellies in the fourth quarter.
And, of course, Fred should know because he's an alumni of that particular game. It's a successful debut for IU's Calbert Cheney and Eric Anderson in the World University Games basketball competition. Their team from the U.S. decisively beating Canada 96-56 Wednesday in England. Cheney with 14, Anderson with 10 points. And Coach Gene Katie's Pan Am team will resume practice today in Lafayette. They open play next week in Cuba. Also, let's tell you that Greg LeMond is now 14 minutes back in the Tour de France competition in 8th place overall. He's virtually conceded defeat in that event. And the Indianapolis Ice will be changing coaches next year. The Indianapolis Star is reporting that former Blackhawks player John Marks will be named as the new Ice coach later today. Current Ice coach Dave McDowell would move into an assistant coach's spot with the Blackhawks. John, a real nice fellow when he was here with the Checkers.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thanks, Dick. And we turn now to Randy and ask him the question, do big bellies make the difference in weather?
Absolutely here. In fact, the taller we are, too, the sooner we know that it's raining. Did you know
I
that?
know.
Yeah, so we always try to be real
sense.
tall there. We feel the raindrops first, therefore we put out the accurate forecast.
Oh, a weatherman with his head in the clouds.
Absolutely. Anything we can do to get an advantage there, we do that.
Great.
Speaking of raindrops, we have a little bit showing up on Super Radar, not so much here in Indiana, but again down south. Boy, you know, they just keep getting rain over and over and over again down there in Dixie. They don't need the rain. You know that New Orleans, I think, more than 40 inches above normal so far this year. In fact, this will probably turn out to be the wettest year ever down in New Orleans, or New Orleans, however you want to pronounce it there. Anyway, the traveler's forecast, if you are heading out this morning down in Atlanta, Georgia, they don't need the rain. Some more thunderstorms in 88. Chicago, beautiful. The Cubbies at home today?
Yeah.
75 degrees for a high. Denver, some thunderstorms at 74. KC, sunshine, 81. LA, some sunshine, 82 this afternoon. Miami Beach, scattered thunderstorms in 91. In New York City, some showers in 87. Phoenix, a great day, 100 degrees, sunshine. Seattle, partly cloudy, 67. And in the nation's capital, a few thunderstorms around in 92 degrees.
All right, thanks, Rand. For most people, the recent heat spell may be little more than a memory for the time being, but for farmers, the weather is causing a nightmare. Ruthanne Gordon is in our newsroom with more on that story. Ruth?
Well, Dave, experts are predicting that farmers may lose as much as half of their crop due to the recent heat wave and lack of rain. Farmers are bracing for the worst.
District directors are saying 40 to 50% yields of normal.
Surveys completed during the week reveal a severe problem in fields across the state. As much as half of the crop may be gone.
The heat is really taking its toll. That it hurt pollination. They're getting to strip ears back, and they find out that the crop didn't get pollinated. Soybeans are not getting any height on them, that blooms are being burned off, as we'd say, and so the crop is deteriorating pretty rapidly.
This map shows counties that initially reported problems. Now more have been added to the list, and reports indicate by the 1st of next week, applications to release set-aside land for haying and grazing will pour in from all but the extreme northeastern part of the state.
Farmers have been asking the government to free up set-aside land so that cattle like these could graze. But experts believe that will be of little assistance since much of that land is dry.
Typically these areas are small areas at the end of fields or off in the corner of a farm someplace that's not fenced, so it's kind of impractical to take your cattle and move them there. So for most producers, releasing this is not too much of a benefit.
As the reports are filed into the state office, they are also copied and sent to Washington, where Senate hearings are underway to assess the problem. Experts are waiting to see just what, if any, help comes from the nation's capital.
And Dave, throughout the heat wave, there have been portions of the state that have had rain. But experts who've surveyed fields indicate that the heat was so great that it has even cut yields in fields that look terrific. Back to you.
You know, Ruth, Randy was just pointing out to me that we've had 50 inches of rain the past 2 years, but not this year. And he said, really, in the cycle of things, we were due for some drier weather.
Well, that's unfortunate. I know that there's some farmers in Boone County, for instance, that have had 5 inches of rain in the last, the May, June, July months, when they normally would have 12. And that's what's needed to produce a good crop.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ruthanne Gordon. We'll check the top stories of the day right after this break.
Attention all. Attention all former military personnel. If you are between the ages of 30 and 69 and you served in any branch of the armed forces, you are now eligible to apply for term life insurance at the guaranteed rate of just $1 a week. That's right, just $1 a week. With money often tight, it can be tough to get the extra life insurance you need. That's exactly why this affordable $1-a-week term life plan was developed by Veterans Life to help you get what you need at a price you can afford. And it's exclusively for veterans and spouses ages 30 to 69. Whether you serve during wartime, peacetime, active, or reserves, you can apply for term life protection for just $1 a week. Just pick up your phone and call this toll-free number now. Free information will be rushed to you by Western Union. Imagine life insurance you can afford with valuable features like a $1-a-week rate, first-day coverage, and benefits that never go down. And it's so easy to apply. There are no hassles, no pressure, and no obligation. You'll also get news about our Veterans Double Bonus, a discount eye care plan for you and your family, plus our Veterans Newsletter series filled with VA news, benefit updates, and more. Both your eye care plan and your subscription to Veterans Update are free with your term life protection. So if you're a veteran or the spouse or the widow of one, don't wait. Call now.
Veterans and spouses ages 30 to 69, call 1-800-228-5353, and we'll rush you a free information package on $1-a-week term life protection. That's 1-800-228-5353. There's absolutely no cost or obligation. Call now, 1-800-228-5353.
$1 a week. It's one of the best ways going to give your family the extra security you want them to have. Call now.
Wake up, Indiana. It's Thursday, and here are the stories that will be making news today. Investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration will be in Hamilton County, where they'll try and figure out what caused the crash of a helicopter that killed 2 Indianapolis men. We'll have the story.
And you couldn't ask for a better day across Indiana. Really nice temperatures out there, and it looks like no rain through the weekend.
More news on Marfan syndrome, plus the latest road traffic information. I'm Ruthanne Gordon. We'll have that and more coming up.
And I'm Dick Wolfsie. Come here, guys. Live from an ostrich farm. Oh, we missed him. There he is. He'll be back.
And in sports, the Reds hope to peck away at that big lead that the Dodgers have in the NL West. I'm Dick Ray. The highlights from the ballparks coming up.
6:01, this is Thursday, July 25th. It was on this day in 1866, 125 years ago, that Ulysses S. Grant was named General of the Army, the first officer to hold that rank. Time to turn to our major of meteorology for this morning's forecast. Good morning, Randy.
Where do I rank in forecasting, or should I not ask that question?
You're a major in meteorology, yeah.
Well, that's good. We're going to rate our forecast an A+ today.
Great.
I tell you, we need the rain, though. We keep going on about that. In fact, I'm going to show you the crop moisture index map again this half hour.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time on that map yesterday. We may show it every segment here. Anyway, let's take a peek at the predicted highs for today. And look at that there, in much of the country. This is the heart of summer here. This is a very welcome relief, but we can at least be thankful the heat has been broken for a few days here. 80s across Indiana, some 70s up north. Skies should become partly sunny, a very pleasant but mild day. The high temperature of 81. And we'll take a peek at that in the crop moisture index map in just a little bit.
All right, as you drive into work this morning, you may see another ramp closed and more construction projects. Ruthanne Gordon is standing by with the details. Ruth?
Well, Dave, the ramp from 86th Street to I-465 northbound was closed last night for paving and should be open right about now. And speaking of I-465, from I-70 to 56th Street, remember the right lane will be closed through Friday from 6:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. Now on to other construction projects. The right westbound lane of I-465 between College Avenue and White River will be closed for approximately 5 weeks. Work continues on the barrier wall from Michigan Road to Eagle Creek Bridge. Both the eastbound and westbound left lanes are closed. And paving continues on I-69 southbound from 116th Street south. In town, you'll see lane restrictions on Lyndhurst Drive between Melrose Avenue to Naomi Street and Masters Road and 91st Street. And work continues on High School Road over Little Man Creek. If you see any traffic problems and have a GTE mobile net phone, give us a call. It's very simple. Just star 888. There's no charge for the call. That's traffic. Back to you, Dave.
6:03, and officials from the Federal Aviation Administration are expected today to look into the cause of a helicopter crash that killed 2 men in Hamilton County. Police say the 2 men were in an ultralight helicopter for an aerial tour of Indianapolis. It crashed shortly before 6 last night, and as News 8's Liz Daly reports, the aircraft was piloted by a man who had just recently received his license to fly.
It happened shortly after takeoff. 2 Indianapolis men headed on a sightseeing trip aboard a 2-seater Robinson R-22 helicopter fell to the ground near Channel 13's transmission and broadcast tower.
When we arrived, we found a helicopter had come down. It was not involved with any of the apparatus or the tower structure at the transmitter that we've been able to determine.
I heard a helicopter started to land, and I looked, and it didn't land. It crashed. And that was it. And I called 911. Came around, came in, and saw 1 guy on the ground, 1 guy still alive.
The passenger, 42-year-old James L. Cunningham, was pronounced dead at the scene. The pilot, 37-year-old Russell Wilhite, who received his helicopter license just last week, was lifelined to Methodist Hospital, but died about 2 hours after the accident. The helicopter was leased from a local company called Wright Aviation, and neighbors to this property are accustomed to seeing it travel this path every day.
It was circling around the tower over here, and then the engine just went off, the propeller stopped moving, and we just saw it go down.
Because the weather conditions were favorable for flying, investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration will look into the possibility of engine or some other kind of mechanical failure. In Hamilton County, Liz Daly, Wish TV, News 8.
The passenger in the helicopter, 42-year-old James L. Cunningham, was a well-known artist in Indianapolis with a downtown gallery. He also did a lot of artistry work for NASA. Indianapolis police this morning are investigating several crimes. One occurred last night on the city's east side. Detectives say 28-year-old James Winters was shot in the back following an argument. Winters later died at Wishart Hospital. The suspect remains at large. Earlier in the evening at a northeast side apartment complex, police arrested a 30-year-old woman and may charge her for the apparent strangulation death of her daughter. Christia Edwards, who would have been 2 next month, was found dead on the couch of her apartment yesterday afternoon. Her mother, Melissa Gail Edwards, who has a history of psychological problems and a criminal past that includes arrests for public intoxication, indecency, and prostitution, reportedly admitted she committed the murder.
The baby's mother had called her mother, the baby's grandmother, and also indicated to the officers on the scene that she had strangled the child.
Ms. Edwards was apparently on medication because of her problems. Formal charges against her are pending while she undergoes a psychiatric evaluation. More information is surfacing about the triple shooting and suicide in Decatur County Tuesday night. Police believe marital problems sent 38-year-old Thomas Miller into a rage that ended with his shooting his wife, Donna, and 2 other family members. Miller then turned his 12-gauge shotgun on himself, taking his own life. Donna Miller had just gotten a restraining order against her husband and was visiting her sister and brother-in-law near St. Omer when the shootings occurred. Police say less than an hour passed between the time Thomas Miller bought the shotgun at this store in Greensburg and the time he killed his wife and in-laws. Some wonder why Indiana law provides a waiting period for the purchase of handguns, but none for shotguns. Governor Evan Bayh said yesterday that shotguns and other guns aren't traditionally thought to pose the same threat to small, cheap handguns. Milwaukee police say the man suspected of killing and dismembering nearly a dozen people has confessed to the crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer will be charged with murder today in the deaths of the people whose body parts were discovered Monday night in his apartment. Police examines continue to sift through the grisly evidence and say
there are 11 individuals or parts thereof that were recovered, and those would include 11 intact skulls.
Dahmer gave police an affidavit saying he lured his victims into his apartment, drugged them, then strangled them. He would then boil the victims' heads to remove the flesh so he could keep their skulls. Dahmer is being held on $1 million bond. There was a scare at the White House Tuesday. Reports say a watchful Secret Service agent leapt into the swimming pool there to rescue one of the president's grandchildren. 5-year-old Marshall Bush, shown here with her grandmother, Barbara, a few months ago in the White House pool Tuesday when the agent thought the child was being held underwater by her golden retriever puppy. Barbara Bush's office says young Marshall is an excellent swimmer and was probably not in danger. The president is keeping a close eye on developments in the Middle East today, as this day marks the deadline for Iraq to tell all about its weapons of mass destruction. When asked if this is D-Day for Saddam Hussein to come clean about his nuclear facilities, President Bush would only say no, but did not indicate if any military action is being considered in the near future. The Iraqi leader is facing a UN deadline to produce a complete list of his nuclear capability by day's end. American warplanes still in the area are in position to wipe out those facilities if ordered to do so, but the man who directed the first air war against Iraq, General Charles Honer, says such an operation would take time.
Of several days at least.
Most military experts believe Saddam Hussein will reveal just enough of his nuclear potential to ward off an airstrike. When we come back, Randy Ollis looks ahead to the weekend forecast, so stay with us.
I'm Dick Wolfsie. We'll be right back at an ostrich farm. Get out of here. We'll be back.
News needs to do more than report the top events of the day. That's why Mike Androvet is on your side. He's an investigative reporter with a law degree, and he recently won an Emmy for exposing this handyman who was up to no good. Now he teams up with another Emmy Award winner, News 8 documentary producer Clayton Taylor. Together, they represent the most successful investigative team on Indiana television. Tune to Wish TV's 24-hour News 8, weekdays at 5 o'clock, when Mike Androvet is on your side.
Lazarus 14-hour sale has always been big. Now the savings are even better at Lazarus ultra-modern 14-hour sale. Friday only.
Right now at Pickway, you can save on stylish women's athletic shoes made right here in the USA. Some of America's favorite styles are 2 pair for $17. That's right. Right now, you can buy 2 pairs of American-made athletic shoes for only $17. And that's certainly one smart buy. Sporty women's athletic style. Now 2 pairs for $17. Another smart buy from Pickway Shoes. Smart choice.
How can you tell when your teen has a drug or alcohol problem? Look for warning signs, like dramatic change in appearance, staying out late and running with a new, tough crowd, skipping school, taking money, and withdrawing from family. If you think your teen is in trouble with drugs or alcohol, Charter can help. We offer real solutions to your family's problems.
Take steps now to help someone with a chemical dependency problem. Call Charter Hospital. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
And Randy Ollis, who has been certified by the American Meteorological Society, is here with the weather.
How's your day going today?
Hey, it's terrific.
I love these days, don't you?
Yeah, I sure do.
So great. Is it Monday today? Or?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
over it again every half hour, huh? Well, we're going to give you a, what is today? Thursday?
Yes.
It's going to be a pretty good forecast out there, and really not too bad right now. Mostly cloudy. Our temperature 67. Our dew point pretty good at 55. Relative humidity 65%. We do have a northwest breeze at 8. And if you have a barometer, set it right at 30 inches. Tap it there. It has been rising during the past hour, right at that 30-inch mark. Well, let's go ahead and check out the satellite loop during the past 16 hours. A lot of cloud cover down south. In fact, some rain showers going on. Can we show you radar, Steve? I forgot to tell Steve this here, but we got some radar showing up on, or some Weather Watch radar. If you got Weather Watch, there we go. Evansville right now has some rain showers going on. Right along the Ohio River, we do have some showers. and they're just west of Cincinnati. They're moving almost due eastward here, so they'll stay down south of central Indiana, and we ought to be high and dry here now for the next several days. There's Doppler radar. Boy, we'll just go back and forth here. Crop moisture index map does show we do need the rain out there. We range from well, abnormally dry to excessively dry down here in southwest Indiana, severely dry down south, and extremely dry parts of Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas. So really, from the plains through the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic coast, we really need some rain. Very dry into parts of Pennsylvania, down across the northern part of Virginia, moist down in Dixie, and also they're doing pretty good up here in Wisconsin and Minnesota, and even parts of Dakotas. They've had some adequate rainfall up across the northern plains so far this year. With temperatures outside, 59 in South Bend, 66 here. Louisville right now is 72, and highs during today, boy, not bad at all. Check this out. 70s, 80s across much of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. Some 90s being suppressed on down to our south. Here's our weather map. We do have a couple of fronts moving down across the area. Beautiful Rhinelander, Wisconsin. I don't know if you've been there or not. 46 degrees this morning. We have a few 40s in through parts of Minnesota. This high helping to pump down that dry, cool air from Canada. Radar does show the rain down south. Some heavy thunderstorms down here. And again today, a lot of rain in Dixie. Now on my map by tomorrow morning, it does look like this. High pressure will dominate the weather scene. A great day on Friday. And it looks like that great weather should be around right on through the entire weekend. So my forecast, becoming partly sunny, a mild day, the high temperature of 81. Overnight tonight, mostly clear and cool. Some great sleeping weather. Low temperature at 57. Then for tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, a nice day. The high up around 81 again. And look at this here. Boy, you couldn't ask for a better weekend. 81s on Saturday and Sunday, 82 on Monday. Maybe some precip coming in by the first part of next week. Let's at least hope so. And I'm going to have the 6 to 10 day outlook here hopefully in a few minutes.
And as always, I love the weather.
You enjoy this?
I
Good.
sure do. It's a bird of a different sort that Daybreak field reporter Dick Wolfsie has for us in his segment this morning. Good morning, Dick.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing? You think floor directors are annoying? You should try to do a show like this.
What? How tall is that bird?
Well, yeah, give us, Frank Stokes is with me. Dr. Stokes is a veterinarian here in Hendricks County, and David is asking how big they actually get, how much they weigh, how tall they are.
They can easily get to be 8 feet tall and weigh up to 350 to 400 pounds.
Is that right? Tell us a little bit more about the animal.
Well, these are yearling birds, very curious animals that love to peck at anything and get involved in everything, including this production. Contrary to popular belief, they don't stick their head in the sand, but they do lay low and bring their head down when they're scared. These birds are not scared. They were raised around people, and they're very human-oriented, as you can see in the background here. He's playing with your hat. Long-term, these birds will end up being egg layers or used for breeding purposes. Right now, they're just big pests that eat about everything.
Including my hat and my shirt and my IFB. How many eggs can they lay when they're at their fertilist?
Maximum production usually starts between 4 and 6 years. 4 and 6 years of age, and they can easily lay between 35 and 50 eggs a year.
What will? How do they get along? Do they ever fight?
They don't fight and bicker like other animals would, but they'll chase each other around and dance a lot. Their dances and the part of them of their behavior that is interactive isn't so much aggression toward each other, but displays and dancing.
We talked a little bit earlier about raising them for breeding purposes. Tell me a little bit about what kind of product you'll get from these animals ultimately.
Ultimately, meat, eggs, and
ouch!
Feathers.
You better stop that.
Feathers and leather. All of those are currently used in Europe. The meat's highly palatable, low in cholesterol, and very nutritious. And the feathers and leather are highly priced for cosmetic bags and things like that.
Okay, well, Dr. Stokes, thanks a lot. But Dave, this might be the most dangerous segment I've ever done, even more than the calliope.
Hey, Dick, do they have teeth?
Yeah, well, they don't have teeth, and it doesn't really hurt that much, but you do notice it when it happens. Let me say that.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we'll see you later, Dave.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dick. Add Oriental food to the cancer-fighting list. We'll explain next in our health news.
For home or back to college, nobody gives you greater values on name brand merchandise than Value City. $1 Million buyout. Kirsch Final Mini Blinds, not $10 to $30. Your choice, any size, $3.99. $600,000 buyout from Springmade. Famous designer matched open stock 200 count for Kale sheets, not $20 to $44. Twin size starting $7.99. Part of a $400,000 buyout. Amelia Earhart matched open stock jute tweed luggage, not $30 to $70. Tote starting only $9.99. Thousands of amazing values at all Value City department stores.
It's hot. It's the Super Summer Sale at Stouts RV. And this week, you can take advantage of sizzling summer savings on every holiday Rambler in stock. It's our final week, and we've reduced every motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer below current market value. For example, this week, Free Spirit travel trailers are now just $140 per month. Don't miss the final week of our Super Summer Sale at Stouts RV. Simply unbeatable. I-65 at the Greenwood exit.
Now's the time to come to Old Indiana, Indiana's favorite summer family fun park. Your one-price admission gets you into shows and rides and fun all day. See Larry Batson's Amazing World of Animals, singers and dancers, ponies and mules, and fun for the entire family, all in a beautifully wooded park that's an easy drive from home. So bring the whole family and come away to Old Indiana Fun Park off I-65 midway between Indianapolis and Lafayette. Old Indiana, where families can have fun together.
When you need garage doors, you call Garage Doors. Garage Doors of Indianapolis. We quickly respond to your every garage door need 7 days a week. We have replacement doors, new residential or commercial doors, and service, including a full line of Genie electric door openers. So, when your garage doors or electric openers need service, call us at Garage Doors of Indianapolis. Call us this morning for service today. Today.
6:19, and scientists say they have pinpointed the genetic defect that causes Marfan syndrome, a disorder that can cause sudden, unexpected death. Ruthanne Gordon is standing by with the latest in our health news. Ruth?
Well, Dave, researchers report this morning in the British journal Nature that the finding could lead to the development of a test to diagnose the disease. At least 25,000 Americans are estimated to suffer from Marfan, which affects the heart, blood vessels, lungs, eyes, and bone. Marfan sufferers typically are tall with long arms, fingers, and bones. In other health news, are you a lover of Oriental food? Well, believe it or not, the more Oriental foods you eat, the better your chances of fighting cancer. Debbie Knox has details on that and more in this morning's health report.
Eating Japanese style may increase your body's cancer-fighting mechanisms. A recent study shows soy sauce may contain anti-carcinogens. This is surprising because soy sauce is thought to be a possible culprit for the high rates of stomach cancer in Japan. Mice were fed diets laced with a stomach carcinogen. The animals also given soy sauce supplements suffered fewer stomach cancer tumors than the mice not given soy sauce. Researchers are now trying to pinpoint the anti-carcinogens in the sauce. A new finding from a study on bone loss in postmenopausal women. Exercise and calcium slow down the rate of osteoporosis, but not in the same bones. Half the group exercised, the other drank milk supplemented with high amounts of calcium. The exercise group had less bone loss in the spine, and the calcium group had less bone loss in the hip. So for women who are postmenopausal, keep up the exercise and calcium supplementation to slow down osteoporosis. This is Debbie Knox on the Health Scene.
And that's a look at health news. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thanks, Ruth. After this time out, Dick Ray returns with a look at sports, including highlights of the Reds, who are back in the win column this morning. We'll be right back.
Davis scores easily there. Hard water stains are the toughest stains in toilet bowls, and I ought to know. It's my job to clean them. So I use Snowball Toilet Bowl Cleaner. Snowball is 50% stronger than Lysol or Vanish, so it powers out even the toughest hard water stains better, faster. Take it from a pro. You want to finish a tough job better, faster? Use Snowball. It's the toilet bowl cleaner with real muscle.
Snowball and Snowdrops are available now at these fine stores.
Today's the perfect day to do something special. Yeah! Take a hike. Yeah! Or swim.
A new Toyota. Today's the day to get a great deal.
Today's your day to get a Toyota Camry, the car that's ranked one of the top 10 models in initial quality. And your Toyota dealer wants to make today extra special with a special Camry lease program. Up to $900 in option package savings and big factory dealer incentives.
It's a great day to deal on a Toyota Camry, but the month is ending, so hurry in. Yeah.
It's Christmas in July at H.H. Gregg, and through Monday, all home theater components and complete systems are on sale with no payment or finance charge till November, right now at H.H. Gregg.
We bake pearls made of denture material in this blueberry pie to prove how powerfully Efferdent, America's leading denture cleanser, removes this tough stain, even in between. Efferdent, stronger than stains.
For the itch and pain of bug bites and allergic rashes, even the strongest hydrocortisone can't give you the same kind of relief you get from Benadryl cream, because it stops the pain and blocks itch right where it starts. Benadryl cream and spray.
Dick Ray in for Vince Welch this week, and things were much quieter at Wrigley Field yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah, you know, Dick Wolfsie looks like he's sparring out there with those ostriches.
Oh, he's having a good time.
That'd be good practice for, like, Holyfield and Tyson.
Yeah, I think so.
But they didn't do any of that yesterday up at Wrigley Field. All was quiet at Wrigley Field in round 2 of the current Reds and Cubs series, or calmer may be a better way to describe Wednesday's game. The Reds' bats did come back to life, though. A little fallout, though, still remaining from Tuesday's Andre Dawson and Joe West showdown. But it was Chris Sabo remaining hot with his bat, a pair of RBIs with a double into right center. On the afternoon, Sabo would have 3 RBIs, comes up later with another base hit to drive in a run for the Reds, who turned things around for the moment with a 12-3 win. These same 2 teams will square off later today up in Chicago. St. Louis with a 3-game sweep over the Houston Astros. Catcher Tom Pagnazzi guns down the runner attempting to steal second, and it's a 4-3 win for the Cardinals. And on the scoreboard, there you see St. Louis beating the Astros. Lloyd McClendon had 3 hits and 3 RBIs in Pittsburgh's win over Atlanta. Montreal beating San Diego 8-2. The Dodgers' lead is now 4.5 over the Atlanta Braves. And look out, here comes San Francisco. They have won 5 straight games. Detroit continues to get good pitching as Bill Gullickson notches his league-tying 13th victory in Wednesday night's win over Minnesota up at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Travis Fryman with the long fly ball. I should say it's a grounder to third. Wrong highlight there, but that is Fryman with the double. And it was a 2-0 lead early for Detroit. He would later have a long fly ball over Kirby Puckett's head. This is John Shelby with an RBI base hit, and a 6-3 win last night for the Tigers over the Twins. Up in Chicago, Toronto beats the White Sox again 2-1. John Allerud with the green light on the 3-0 pitch and sends it into the seats in right. But the Sox still within 4 of Minnesota despite losing. And some bizarre moments at Yankee Stadium with the Mariners in New York. Pat Kelly with a routine grounder to the mound. Kevin Moss gets tied up between third and home, but scores when the throw hits him. Another runner would score, then the catcher throws the ball into the dugout, and Kelly will wind up scoring in what should have been an easy out. The Yankees beating the Mariners 10-2. Later, look what happens when Moss hits one out into right. Jay Buhner looking to make the play, but he gets a beer shower. He protests and gets a fan interference call in his favor, and Moss is ruled out still. The Mariners losing at Yankee Stadium, the final yesterday, 10-2 on the scoreboard. Toronto beats the White Sox 2-1, as we showed you. Baltimore over California. Boston spoils Dennis Oil Can Boyd's return to the American League in Texas. The Oakland A's beat Cleveland 8-4, Kansas City over Milwaukee, and in American Association play, the Indians now trail Buffalo still by 1 game. They beat Denver yesterday afternoon. And the Indianapolis Star reports this morning that the Ice will have a new coach for the 91-92 season. The Ice say they are making a major announcement later today, and the word is that Dave McDowell is out and will become an assistant with the parent Blackhawks, and former Indianapolis checker and Blackhawk player John Marks will be returning as the coach for the Indianapolis Ice later this year.
Would that be considered good?
He's a good guy. I think what they're looking for is a little more discipline. McDowell is kind of a laid-back kind of guy, and it's a nice move for him to go up to Chicago.
Sounds good. Next on Daybreak, we'll show you what's making news on this Thursday, July 25th, so stay with us.
Your daughter has a problem with socialization.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to interface well within her peer group.
My head.
In other words, she's beating up on the other 3-year-olds.
Where's my Anacin 3?
To relieve a splitting headache, reach for Anacin 3. It's strong, and Anacin 3 is 100% aspirin-free.
Feeling better? Now about Jennifer's grades.
Anacin 3, aspirin-free pain relief for splitting headaches.
The Bank One Senior Champ Series welcomes the White Oak Dance Project, starring Mikhail Baryshnikov and a once-in-a-lifetime performance Friday night, August 9th at Deer Creek Music Center. Mikhail Baryshnikov performing works by Mark Morris and a lavishly theatrical evening of contemporary dance. Tickets now at all Ticketmaster locations or charged by phone. Mikhail Baryshnikov's White Oak Dance Project, Friday night, August 9th at Deer Creek Music Center. Brought to you by Wish TV, WTPI, and Bank One Senior Champs.
And now famous radio voice Gary Todd will describe some of the trips he and American Transair are giving away every day for 98 days on Experience 98. Cancun, Peter the Great, St. Petersburg, Freeport, Nassau. Las Vegas. Win an American Transair trip for two. We're giving away one a day for 98 days on WXXP Experience 98.
Discount Fabrics in Franklin, Indiana has done it again. Ready-made and custom drapery sale from only $8.97 a pair. Store-wide fabric sale from only $1 a yard. Upholstery fabric sale from only $4 a yard. A city block-long store. 2 sales floors. Quality dress, drapery, and upholstery fabrics and ready-made draperies at discount prices. Discount Fabrics across from the courthouse, Franklin, Indiana. Open 7 days. Major credit cards and checks accepted.
Wake up, Indiana. It's Thursday, and here are the stories that will be making news today. Investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration will be in Hamilton County, where they'll try and figure out what caused the crash of a helicopter that killed 2 Indianapolis men. We'll have the story.
And it is a bit on the cool side this morning. Temperatures are down to the 60s and 50s, and we have a great forecast for today.
I'm Ruthanne Gordon, and we'll have the latest road and traffic information, so stay tuned.
I'm Dick Wolfsie. Ow, they did it again! Would you stop that?
Dick Wolfsie having a tough day today. The Ice are about to name a new head coach. We'll tell you who he is coming up later in sports.
6:29. This is Thursday, July 25th. It was on this day in 1909, 82 years ago, that French aviator Louis Blériot, I think that's the way they pronounce his name, flew across the English Channel in a monoplane. The trip took 37 minutes. It won't take nearly that long for Randy Ollis to let us in on today's weather forecast.
Can you say that guy's name again?
Yes, Louis Blériot.
Louis Blériot.
Yeah, that's good. That's close enough. Sure.
That's pretty good. That's a French name, I guess?
French name, yeah.
You did a pretty good job there. That's almost as hard as meteorologist.
Almost.
To say they're just about. Well, we do have a good forecast for you today. What do we got here? The satellite loop. Let's take a peek at that. You can see really not too much going on across northern Indiana. The action is downstate and some showers going on around Evansville. That rain, though, should stay down south of us here. And we're talking about a fine day. Let's check the forecast for you. Becoming partly sunny, a mild day, low humidity, high temperature up around 81. And this weather, it's unbelievable. We can be very thankful for the break in the heat and humidity.
What about that rain?
We need the rain, though.
Yeah.
We really do. And I'm going to show you the 6 to 10 day outlook here at the end of my main weathercast.
All right. Look forward to that. A ramp closed just an hour ago. Should be open by this time. Ruthanne has the details. Ruth?
Well, Dave, the ramp from 86th Street to I-465 northbound was closed last night for paving and should be open about now. And speaking of I-465, from I-70 to 56th Street, remember the right lane will be closed through Friday from 6:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. Now on to other construction projects. The right westbound lane of I-465 between College Avenue and White River will be closed for approximately 5 weeks. Work continues on the barrier wall from Michigan Road to Eagle Creek Bridge. Both the eastbound and westbound left lanes are closed. And paving continues on I-69 southbound from 116th Street south. In town, you'll see lane restrictions on Lyndhurst Drive between Melrose Avenue to Naomi Street and Masters Road and 91st Street. And work continues on High School Road over Little Man Creek. If you see any traffic problems and have a GTE MobileNet phone, give us a call. Just star 888. There's no charge for the call. That's traffic. Back to you, Dave.
All right. Thanks, Ruth. It's 6:31, and investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration today are expected to look into the cause of a helicopter crash that killed 2 men in Hamilton County yesterday. Police say the 2 men were in an ultralight helicopter for a sightseeing tour of Indianapolis. It crashed shortly after takeoff.
I heard a helicopter started to land, and I looked, and it didn't land. It crashed. And that was it. And I called 911, came around, came in, and saw one guy on the ground and one guy still alive.
42-year-old James L. Cunningham was pronounced dead at the scene. The pilot, 37-year-old Russell Wilhite, was lifelined to Methodist Hospital but died 2 hours later. Police say Wilhite had received his helicopter license just last week. Investigators from the FAA say they'll look into the possibility of mechanical failure. Indianapolis police this morning are investigating several crimes. One occurred last night on the city's east side. Detectives say 28-year-old James Winters was shot in the back following an argument. Winters later died at Wishart Hospital. The suspect remains at large. An autopsy is scheduled for today to determine the cause of death of an Indianapolis man. The body of 59-year-old Tracy Shepard was found next to a pickup truck on the city's east side early yesterday. Neighbors told police they saw him Tuesday night and described him as highly intoxicated. Investigators are trying to determine whether Shepard's death was an accident or murder. Earlier in the evening at a northeast side apartment complex, police arrested a 30-year-old woman and may charge her with the apparent strangulation death of her daughter. Christa Edwards, who would have been 2 next month, was found dead on the couch of her apartment yesterday afternoon. Her mother, Melissa Gail Edwards, who has a history of psychological problems and a criminal past that includes arrest for public intoxication, indecency, and prostitution, reportedly admitted she committed the murder.
The baby's mother had called her mother, the baby's grandmother, and also indicated to the officers on the scene that she had strangled the child.
Ms. Edwards was apparently on medication because of mental problems. Formal charges against her are pending while she undergoes a psychiatric evaluation. More information is surfacing in the case of a triple shooting and suicide in Decatur County. Police now say they believe marital problems drove 38-year-old Thomas Miller into a rage that ended with the shooting death of his wife Donna and 2 of his in-laws. Miller then turned his 12-gauge shotgun on himself. Donna Miller had just gotten a restraining order against her husband and was visiting her sister and brother-in-law near St. Omer when the shootings occurred. Milwaukee police say the man suspected of killing and dismembering nearly a dozen people has confessed to the crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer will be charged with murder today in the deaths of the people whose body parts were discovered Monday night in his apartment. Police examiners continue to sift through the grisly evidence and say they now have a firm body count.
11 individuals or parts thereof that were recovered, and those would include 11 intact skulls.
Dahmer gave police an affidavit saying he lured his victims into his apartment, drugged them, then strangled them. Dahmer is being held on $1 million bond. Next on Daybreak, Randy Ollis returns with a cool forecast, so stay close.
Ouch! Ow! We'll be back. I didn't expect that.
If you are tired of trying to personally get rid of every pest in the house, I'm here to tell you there's an easier and safer way. I'm Everett Colvin, president of Arrow. Since 1958, Arrow has been coming to the rescue of homeowners and businesses. At Arrow, we know you need to thoroughly treat your home to rid yourself of pests. Why not give us a call? We're just around the corner, so we can be there fast. Arrow is a trusted service to families and businesses in the Midwest.
For some of us, summer is a time to relax, have fun, and enjoy the outdoors and friends. For others, though, fun can become a nightmare of drug or alcohol abuse and emotional trauma. If you or a loved one is having trouble finding the real fun in summer, call a friend. Call Koala, 1-800-622-4711. They can help you get out of the nightmare and back into the fun.
$2.9%. I repeat, 2.9%. Your local Ford dealer announces low 2.9% financing for 48 months on 1991 Ford Escort. That's 2.9% financing for 48 months on the Ford Escort LX, the sporty Escort GT, or the roomy Escort Wagon. Test drive the best-selling car of the 80s, completely redesigned for the 90s, and get low 2.9% financing. Only at your local Ford dealer and only for a limited time. Hurry!
Hi, I'm Larry Mize. You have a chance to beat the pro and win some big prizes, too. Tune in to Sports Locker with Fred Khalil and Mark Patrick, Sunday at 11:20 on Wish TV, Channel 8.
6:36, and a Lafayette man is scheduled to go on trial today in connection with the slaying of a Brookston minister. Scott Wiles has been charged with robbery, theft, and vehicle theft in connection with the slaying of the Reverend William Radcliffe. The 37-year-old minister was found murdered at a rest stop off of I-65 just north of Lebanon in January of this year. Wiles is also charged with robbery at the Lebanon Holiday Inn the night of the murder. The Indiana State Supreme Court will decide tomorrow whether to go ahead with the Sue Ann Lawrence right to die case. The case pitted Miss Lawrence's family, who sought to remove feeding tubes from the woman, against a group who wanted to keep Sue Ann alive. She had been in a vegetative state for several years and just last week died. Now the Lawrence family and the National Legal Center for the Dependent and Disabled want the matter of who would have been in control of Sue Ann finally settled. The Supreme Court justices met Wednesday to discuss the case. If they decide to hear it, the Lawrence family has asked for a speedy decision. Randy Ollis says another pretty nice day out there today.
I'm hungry this morning. Are you hungry?
I am hungry, and I can hardly wait.
Well, I'd like to have maybe a little bit of ice cream or something.
Well, I think certainly your wish could be granted this morning.
I hope so.
We're going to have some ice cream, some special ice cream, just a little while.
Notice everybody's being so nice to you now here, huh? They're saying, Dave, let's get some ice cream here. Anyway, we are going to have some cool weather out there today. Not too bad. Right now, mostly cloudy sky. Our temperature is 66, the dew point 55. That's not too bad. The relative humidity, 68%. We do have a northwest wind at 8. And again, if you have a barometer at home, set it right on that 30-inch mark. And it has been rising during the past hour. Here's a look at our satellite loop during the past 16 hours. A lot of cloud cover just down to our south, and even some rain going on radar. Can we go to radar again? I forgot to put this down here, but down around Evansville, you can see west of Louisville, some showers going on. These are moving almost due eastward, and they should stay down south of central Indiana. In fact, we're going to be high and dry now, looks like, right on through the entire weekend. Let's go back to our maps. We can take a peek at the temperatures out there, and or the crop moisture index. You can see some very dry conditions from the mid-Atlantic states right across the Ohio Valley back on the plains. In fact, we have extremely dry across parts of Missouri, Kansas, right down across Oklahoma. Only wet spots down in Dixie, the Carolinas, Georgia, and also down along the Gulf Coast. And also up here into parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, they have some adequate moisture going on. Everybody else, though, pretty much sitting high and dry. 59 in South Bend, 57 in Fort Wayne, 66 here. Louisville right now 72. They could see a few showers during the day. Check out this cool down, 70s and 80s across the Great Lakes in the Ohio Valley, 90s on down to our south, a few more 90s back out across parts of Texas. Got a couple of fronts moving down across the area. Rhinelander, Wisconsin, 46 degrees last hour. That compares to the hot spot back on the desert southwest of 110. The old radar map does show showers, thunderstorms going on down along the Gulf Coast. They'll really fire up again later on today. Like yesterday, they could see some pretty heavy downpours down there by this afternoon. Tomorrow's map does show a big ridge of high pressure helping to bring down that cool, dry air from Canada. Should be a great day on Friday. A lot of sunshine, pleasant temperatures, and low humidity. I think for the most part now that high would dominate right on through the weekend. In fact, I just got some long-range maps in, and we may not see any rain here through the next 5, 6, 7 days across the Ohio Valley. So high pressure will be controlling our weather scene now at least through the weekend. So my forecast, skies becoming partly sunny, a mild day, the high temperature up around 81. Overnight tonight, look for mostly clear skies, some great sleeping weather, our low temperature of 57. And tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, another nice day, the high up around 81. Extended outlook here, super through the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no rain out there. That's bad news. And our 6 to 10 day outlook for Tuesday through Saturday, near normal to above normal temperatures, and rainfall, oh boy, below normal. You know, it goes on and on and on. That's bad news. We're getting some new maps in right now, and you know, there could be another heat wave building out there, so I don't see rain through at least maybe the next week or so.
August. Thanks, Fran. Yes, there really is a farm where the cash crop is ostrich. Just ask Daybreak field reporter Dick Wolfsie. Good morning, Dick.
You know, Dave, these ostriches are a lot like your fans.
Why?
Well, they kind of flock around you, but not too smart. Do you notice? No,
I thought you were going to say they're picky.
No. Listen, have you seen what's happened to me? I've been picked, I've been pecked, who knows what I've been done. Dr. Frank Stokes is with me from the Hendricks County Animal Hospital, and Dr. Stokes is raising these ostriches for their meat. Let me ask you something from the veterinarian standpoint, Dr. Stokes. What are some of the issues you have to deal with an ostrich?
Well, they're easily injured. They get kind of rambunctious and run into things and get cut. Also, their legs are a big vulnerability point for them. Any injury to the leg is a major disaster.
Well, I mean, I guess this is obvious, but they've only got 2, so if one goes, you've got a problem.
You've got a real problem because unlike a horse, they can't stand up all the time. They have to lay down or squat down, and if the hock's injured, they have to bend it daily, get up to eat and down. They won't let you feed them or coddle them. They have to get up and get around on their own, or they just don't survive.
Now, they're not, obviously, they're not dangerous, although they scared me at first, but they are, I mean, they just keep coming back. Is that different from, let's say, a horse might be?
Mainly the...
they're standing on my took my hat again.
Mainly the adult male ostrich is the only one that's dangerous. And like you said, the horses and other livestock can be chased away. They're not quite as curious. These guys are just curious to a fault.
Got my magazine now. Terry's got, he don't eat that, does he? All right.
Give it back.
I don't want, there we go. Let me pick that up here, because they will eat things they shouldn't eat, and that's a problem, isn't it?
Right, it's a real problem. Sometimes they'll eat...
ouch!
Yeah. Sometimes they'll eat pliers or your microphone.
Or my hand.
Or your hand, that's right. Anything shiny attracts them. They definitely love shiny, bright objects.
Okay, Dave, why don't you... Dave, back to you, Dave.
Dick, what do they normally eat when they're not eating microphones or your hat?
And me?
Yeah, what's
their normal diet, Dr. Stokes?
The normal diet is a rat-tight ration that consists of corn, oats, soybean, and alfalfa meal.
Okay, Dave, we gotta go, Dave.
All right, well, get them some donuts and coffee or something, will you?
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Dick. How about a tasty treat to start your day? We'll meet an expert in the field of ice cream when Daybreak continues.
Another Meineke profile of the smart and thrifty. There he is! He's not a celebrity, he's not a millionaire, but he takes in the best life has to offer. How did he do it? Did he hit the lottery? Did he get a large inheritance? No! He buys his wardrobe on sale, only buys unleaded regular.
And I didn't pay a lot for a muffler at Meineke.
Come to Meineke Discount Mufflers, the muffler and brake specialist, where you'll get more life out of your car and more miles for your dollar. At Meineke, you're not gonna pay a lot for a muffler.
When you have a corn, the bigger it gets, the smaller your shoe feels, and that can be extremely painful. Fortunately, Dr. Scholl's corn removers relieve painful corns fast. Clinically proven, safe and effective. First, they cushion the pain. Then they dissolve the corn within 5 applications or less. Guaranteed. So buy Dr. Scholl's corn removers and get back into things.
This is Sizzler's all-you-can-eat salad bar. This is the build-your-own tostada bar we added to Sizzler's salad bar. And this is the dessert bar we added to the build-your-own tostada bar that we added to Sizzler's salad bar. Now, what more could we possibly do to improve a feast like this? Add dinner. Presenting Sizzler's giant fried shrimp and salad bar dinner. Big crunchy fried shrimp that come with all of the above for the price below. Sizzler.
The most famous exit in Indiana, I-70 exit 149A.
Save thousands during Tom Raver's 27th anniversary sale. Tom Raver, Richmond, Indiana is making incredible deals on Winnebago, Pace Arrow, Southwind, Bounder, Flair, Tioga, Prowler, Dutchman, Rockwood, mobile homes, sectional homes, truck caps, huge parts store. Nobody else gives you so much to choose from. Nobody saves you more.
Save today, Tom Raver's way.
Open evenings, closed Sunday.
6:44, and in business news, the stock market suffered a midweek dive. Wednesday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost about 17 points. No doubt you already know July is a hot month, and you know July has been a dry month. But did you know July is National Ice Cream Month? Well, now you do. And in celebration of National Ice Cream Month, we have with us this morning John Harrison, the man with the $1 million taste buds. John is manager of flavor development for Edie's Grand Ice Cream, and his taste buds are actually insured for $1 million.
Correct.
Doggy. Now, what's on taste buds that could be worth $1 million?
Well, company saw in my ability to taste, develop new flavors, and also work with our employees on the sensory evaluation. So we don't make cottage cheese, sour cream, buttermilk, all the other dairy products, just premium ice cream. So they...
And you can taste the difference.
Oh, yes. All the way up here, the top notes. When we eat, we're in this area. But I'm tasting way up here on the top, so I stay away from the spicy foods and kind of protect my my buds.
Good taste buds have given you a nice voice.
Thank you. That comes from eating Edie's ice cream.
Oh, it does. Listen. What are some of the new flavors? Something different.
Well, what we have really going now is people are lightening up, Dave. Some of the the classic, the high test, the mother is kind of taking a beating, but overall sales are up. The light ice creams, the low-fat frozen yogurts, the cholesterol-frees, the non-fat frozen yogurts. So we're seeing about a 50-50 now, a ratio between premium ice creams and then the low-fats.
Wow. Well, now we want to test. We've got 4 different kinds of ice cream out here.
Yes.
One of them is
Edie's ice cream.
Okay, and he's going to be able to tell. Now close your eyes for a second while I mix these around.
Look the other way.
And we're not going to tell him which one is Edie's. Pretty sneaky, huh?
All right.
Okay, now, John, he's going to taste them and use those.
These are
those
4
buds.
different types of vanilla, but all ice cream.
Okay.
And all considered good quality product. And what I'm looking for as an ice cream taster, Dave, is kind of 2 words when it comes to body and texture.
Can you see that spoon? He's got a gold spoon there.
I take it right off the top because that's the warmest, and then invert it, cover my taste buds, roll it around, bring the aroma back to the nose, the top notes. That fine balance between the cream, the dairy, in other words, the sugar, sweeteners, and that pure vanilla.
Is that the way we should be eating this?
Well, it's all right.
I'm gonna
you know,
get
some
that.
people like to stir it up in their bowl. Oh, that's good. That's good. Now roll around.
Now, a
good ice cream taster doesn't swallow. Uh-oh, it's already gone.
What?
It's not necessary to swallow to taste. But we're going to do it here. Okay, that's good. All right, good moves. Now, that one is Breyer's ice cream. That one's a typical, more refreshing, a little cooler. There you go.
Right.
Yes.
He's right.
All
Okay.
right. Now let's go to the next one. And here again, on flavor, we're looking. Want to dry that? Looking for the top note. Cream. A little smoother now. You're going to find this one's a little smoother than the last one. A little creamier. That's good.
It just seems weird to eat ice cream that way.
Yeah, smack your, and when you smack your lips,
I tell the kids not to do that.
But for ice cream, it's okay to do that. That's a good product. That's excellent. That's,
well, I think we know which one that
that's
is.
a smooth one. That's a creamy one.
Okay. All right.
Now
we're trying this now. How much should you put in your mouth at one time?
It's a small amount.
Oh,
it doesn't take much. That's good. Right there. That's good.
Okay.
Now the vanilla, the flower that grows on the vanilla bean vine is the orchid flower. So when you describe vanilla, you're looking for that pungent, sweet, aromatic. That's a vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean, and boy, does it smell good, too.
Isn't that marvelous?
Yeah, really does smell good. Okay, we got one more.
Okay, and then the last one.
All right.
Just a big reach.
Okay.
And here.
Okay. Here we go. This is kind of fun. We could taste this all day, you know.
Again.
6:49 in the morning, we're eating ice cream. I'm getting pretty good at this, you know.
Very nice products. All the way down the line. And of course, as you said, yes, Edie's.
Edie's.
And then this one is going to be Haagen-Dazs.
Okay.
And then Seal Test, rounding out the 4.
He got him. He got him.
That's how to taste ice cream.
Isn't that something? What's the best-selling flavor? Excuse me.
Well, vanilla is still #1. It's king. You're looking at about 30% of the total volume sold is vanilla. #2, as most people would guess, is chocolates with an S, like Rocky Road, chocolate fudge mousse, chocolate fudge. #3 used to be strawberry, vanilla chocolate strawberry. Strawberry now has dropped down to the 4th position. #3, in the first time in the history of ice cream, a nut flavor, Dave, has gotten into the top 5, butter pecan.
Whoa.
And then #5, rounding out the top 5, is what I call the birthday party flavor, is Neapolitan, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
I never liked Neapolitan. I don't know why, but I never did. John Harrison, Edie's Ice Cream. This is a lot of fun, and if you think we had fun now, the crew, they can't wait.
It's going to happen.
We're going to all be eating with our spoons upside down. Next in sports, Dick Ray has news from the ballparks, plus some college-bound football players preparing for a big game this weekend. That and more coming up.
It's hot. It's the Super Summer Sale at Stouts RV. And this week, you can take advantage of sizzling summer savings on every holiday Rambler in stock. It's our final week, and we've reduced every motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer below current market value. For example, This week, Free Spirit travel trailers are now just $140 per month. Don't miss the final week of our Super Summer Sale at Stouts RV. Simply unbeatable. I-65 at the Greenwood exit.
Over the years, trends have come and gone.
These are from the earth.
But classics like the Purex name have always been there. Keeping your whites white and your colors bright.
Yo.
Purex detergent.
Hello?
Because clean never goes out of style.
Don't even think about buying tires until you've been to AutoSource. With over 4,500 name brand tires, all at lower prices than you've ever seen. Nobody but nobody can stack up to AutoSource. And that's only part of it. AutoSource also has more name brand parts in stock for any type of car or truck. All at, yes, lower prices than you've ever seen. So why on earth would you shop anywhere else but AutoSource?
Safeway's new Win and Fortune game is no small potatoes. There's a lot at stake here. It's a really big deal.
Hey, I gotta get good at this. Excuse me, good at this.
Be careful.
It's great. Yeah, this is good. It's gonna take me a long time though to work on it.
It reminds me of the time that our family went to the famous ice cream place that has all the flavors, and my dad ordered, you guessed it, vanilla with all those choices, but you said it, the top
number
seller.
one, yeah. It's good.
All right, let's tell you about the Colts. They eat a lot of ice cream up in Anderson, and they're gearing up for 2 practices today in training camp. Coach Ron Meyer will be looking for the signing of wideout Jesse Hester and hoping that injured linebackers Dwayne Bickett, Jeff Harrod, and lineman Shane Curry will return to action.
All right, touchdown. Okay, let's go. Block team. Extra point field goal block. Let's go. Point block. Let's go. 3 guys go in, 3 guys come out.
This is high school all-star football practice for Saturday's North-South game at North Central High. Coaching the South Stars is New Palestine's Marv Shepler.
Talented athletes, and it makes for quite a different situation when you come into camp, and all these kids are just kind of probably a level or 2 above your normal high school athlete.
In baseball Wednesday, the Indians came up with a big 9th inning, and Denver scoring 5 runs to beat the Zephyrs 9-6. Quinn Mack with a 2-run homer as the Tribe remains within a game of Buffalo. By the way, the Cleveland Indians have sent their all-time save leader Doug Jones to their AAA team in Colorado Springs. Let's get you up to date now on what happened at the ballparks Wednesday. In the National League, the Reds beating the Chicago Cubs 12-3. Chris Sabo, Joe Oliver, 3 RBIs apiece. St. Louis sweeps a 3-game set from Houston. Pittsburgh beats Atlanta. Atlanta slips 4.5 behind the Dodgers. Montreal beats San Diego 8-2. The Dodgers beat Philadelphia again, coming from behind 2-1. San Francisco has now won their 5th straight, beating the Mets 8-4. Over in the American League, Bill Gullickson with his 13th win for Detroit. New York beats Seattle 10-2. It's Toronto 2-1 over the Chicago White Sox. Baltimore better than California 5-2. Boston snaps a 5-game skid to beat Texas 2-1. Oakland over Cleveland, and Kansas City 7-4 over Milwaukee. And the Ice are expected to name former Chicago Blackhawk John Marks as their new coach for the 1991-92 season. Marks played briefly for the Old Checkers in the early 80s and has coached at Kalamazoo in the IHL. In addition to that, the Indianapolis Star reporting today that current Ice coach Dave McDowell will be reassigned as an assistant with the parent Chicago Blackhawks club. Big press conference coming up later this morning on that.
I don't think I'll ever eat ice cream the same way again.
Only at 7 o'clock on Daybreak you can get away with it.
And with the spoon upside down. It's great. We'll be right back with a wrap-up right after this break.
What can you get for $49 at Remco? Would you believe a brand new Kenmore refrigerator? Or a Kenmore washer and dryer pair? How about a Zenith Color TV VCR combination with a custom cabinet? Your choice, just $49 the first 3 months. With me so far? At Remco, it's easy. There's no credit check, and you can go ahead and get it with just a phone call. So call Remco now, and we'll get moving fast. Good for you. You waited for the perfect
time to get a new Mazda. The Mazda Summer Savings Express is here.
Get a Mazda MPV now. With a Mazda Value Pack and limited time incentives, you can save up to $1,278.
Hurry! This can't last long.
The Mazda Summer Savings Express. At your local Mazda dealer now.
Are your debts controlling your life? To control your debts, call Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Consumer Credit Counseling Service assists you in organizing a money management plan and setting up a repayment program. Funded by creditors, this nonprofit community service is dedicated to helping you become debt-free. Take action. Call Consumer Credit Counseling Service for relief of your financial burdens.
Booth's Amish Chicken, raised by hand in the traditional Amish manner. No preservatives, no hormones, just all natural, clean, white, delicious chicken. Our chicken comes to you from the heart of Indiana's Amish settlements, where we care enough